The Hash It Out Show Game of the Week is presented by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy in Marrero, Louisiana. Barreto Home Solutions. Bayou Audio and Video. Hot Works on the North Shore. JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington. Lil Dizzy's Cafe. Kuman of Gretna. Moe's Pizza. Buck's Snow Whiz. CC's Children Blocks. The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana. Leo Auto Glass. The Juber Family in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen Restaurant in Chalmette, Louisiana.
And good evening and welcome to Tom B. Smith Field on the campus of Terrebonne High. It is the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week for Friday night, week number 3, and we have a good one, maybe better than good, on deck as the St. James Wildcats take the trek down here to Terrebonne to take on the Terrebonne Tigers in a battle of undefeated teams. Both teams have impressed right out the box. George Pepper's here hosting the pregame. Can't do it by myself. Jared J.B. Boyd is on assignment tonight, but the man who will be bringing you the play-by-play is with me in this press box, and we are here. It is a lovely, lovely Friday evening. V.K. Jones, good evening to you. What's up, man?
Good evening, George Peppers. We definitely appreciate everybody joining us tonight here from Tom B. Smith Stadium in Houma, Louisiana. Terrebonne Tigers hosting St. James, and I'll tell you one thing, man. We had a good start to week 3 last night. My goodness. And we're looking forward to having a very, very good Friday night ball game tonight between the team down the road out of Vacherie, Louisiana, that's undefeated 2-0, against the team here in Houma in the Bayou that is 2-0 as well. Two good teams in possibly their biggest early test of the season. Looking forward to this one tonight.
It is, especially with the Wildcats visiting St. James. Let's talk about them first. 2-0, 2 easy wins against the West St. John last week in a game we did on a Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. And week 1, they beat up East St. John as well, a higher class opponent, but an opponent that is clearly struggling. On the other hand, Terrebonne has 2 wins, but they're not afraid of scheduling. They've had 2 solid wins. And this, like you say, is a very early acid test for both teams. But let's talk about the Wildcats, the visiting Wildcats first. And they're led by sophomore quarterback Jawan Jackson. We saw this man in the Superdome last year, VK, and you could see right away this kid can, with a little more growth, can be really, really good. And he's on the 6'2" and 220, and he's not done yet growing. But that young man can do a lot of damage. But St. James brings a very high-octane offense to the forefront here tonight. It's going to be a tough test for Terrebonne defensively. But let's talk about this Wildcats team. What are your early thoughts on this team? 2 easy wins, but this is obviously going to be their toughest test.
Very much so. I mean, the weaponry that you can pick them. You know, my line last week, you got Jawan Jackson at quarterback. You got also Kanaki Young, Jacques Villanova, and also you got weapons like Landon Gravra, Kanye Zenin, and also, a whole bunch of, he got people coming off the bench as well, like Xavier Johnson and Jaden Villanova. Pick them. They contribute a lot for the St. James squad, and it's a great sign for St. James how much depth that they have. And we'll see. They're going to be tested tonight, and they're going to have to use everybody to try to get it done against a very dangerous team. And the defense has been very stalwart in itself. I mean, only giving up 6 points this season. So this defense is really, really good, and they're led by Jai Blaine at safety, and also we can't forget about Isaiah Anderson, and also Chase Gasson, and also Nolan Zenin. So very good players. And I tell you, man, this is a loaded St. James team, the Bear, but they know they're gonna have to gonna have to take 4 quarters to get it done against a very tough Terrebonne team.
It's a team with big designs on getting to New Orleans in December, but it's only week 3. But they've really shown it as advertised in the first 2 weeks. On the other hand, we have the Terrebonne Tigers who are hosting this game, and they're probably hearing us and saying, "What are you guys talking about, man? We got a good team too." They do, and they're led by quarterback Owen Oliver and running back Saj Ruffin and Quincy Adams, both a good combination in the backfield, and they've got some pretty good receivers as well. Terrebonne's got a very dangerous football team. Became made tremendous strides last year, and really was in the mix for that district last year. And of course, Destrehan won it, but it took a last week win to get that. Terrebonne beat that Destrehan team last year, so we know they're of high quality. Let's talk about this Tigers team.
Yes, this Tigers team is very dangerous. So, like we mentioned, Oliver, a 3-year starter, and also you have Alvin Celestine, who's a 3-year starter as well. And then you look at the big addition of another running back in there, and his name is Quincy Adams, who's, I mean, a good 1-2 tandem between Adams and Celestine. But that offensive line, pretty big, and probably one of the biggest offensive line, not just in this area, but in the state. So that's where St. James will be tested up front more than anything else. And the defense, pretty good as well for this Terrebonne team. And Terrebonne, they're led by Titus Fitch, who really comes off that ball, Nathan Thibodeau, and Landon Ledet. This is some very good fast defense. A lot more depth this year for this Terrebonne team as well. So, buckle up, man. I know Terrebonne, and this is a huge test for them being at home. You know what I'm saying, against the team down the road.
And it's the first of 2 difficult tests for the Tigers, as next week we'll have Terrebonne and Hahnville here at Tom B. Smith Stadium on the campus of Terrebonne next Friday night. We'll have that game for you. But we want to thank our sponsors for being with us, and there's a lot of them there. We thank every last one of them for what they have done for the Hash It Out show, those new ones and the ones that have been with us from the start. And their contributions, without their contributions, we're not here. And also, we want to thank you out there that have tuned into our shows, tuned into our games, and continue. And look, if you're here, if you're anywhere in the state of Louisiana, there's obviously high school football, but this is one of the better games in the state, potentially. It is a highly competitive game. Tune in to JB the Sports Guy. That's the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. Please tune in and listen in. If you're home, get on your recliner. Get your favorite snack. Get your favorite cold drink. And tune up. And as we see, that is the
St. James hitting the
Wildcats
field.
coming out first. And VK, let's talk about keys to the game. Let's talk about it from the Wildcats side. What do they have to do to take this win on the road?
I think the St. James Wildcats need to just set the tone more than anything else. Go down the field, quick score more than anything, and just to understand that they're here, but at the same time, take care of the ball and, take care of the ball, not too many penalties, and that will probably give them the chance to win, but knowing at the same time it is going to be a 4-quarter game.
And on the flip side, for the Terrebonne Tigers, they see what this Wildcats team is about. They know this team made it to the Dome last year, and basically a lot of youngsters. But for Terrebonne, what do they have to do to pull this thing off?
Terrebonne, they just need to stay focused, not too many penalties. We had them a couple of years ago against Kennedy, and we seen a lot of penalties in that game, and that's the one thing Coach Lewis preaches on, that, hey, we have to play mistake-free football. If they do that, but I think this is a more mature Terrebonne team more than anything else. So I think if they cut down on the penalties, but I think the long sustaining drives and keeping St. James's offense on the field, off the field, that's going to be really, really key for Terrebonne to have a chance to win tonight.
You made a great point. We were here a couple of years ago, and these same people that were here, Owen Oliver and company, that were very young at the time, now they have matured, and this team is continuing to make strides. I think an underrated aspect of this matchup is the coaching matchup. Levante Davis for St. James and Tyler Lewis for Terrebonne. two very hungry coaches, two very good coaches. VK, this is a X's and O's matchup that I am very much looking forward to.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it myself as the Terrebonne Tigers about to get ready to hit the field here at Tom B. Smith Stadium.
It is a lovely night for high school football wherever you may be. Tune in to JB the Sports Guy's YouTube page and listen to the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week, Week 3, as we continue on the road to the Superdome. And here come the Tigers of Terrebonne, and this crowd is loud over here.
Very
Absolutely
much so.
loud. And St. James has brought a pretty good contingent. They're still filing in because as we were coming here, VK, that tailgating game was on point tonight.
Yes, a lot of people from Terrebonne, both sides. You know, we know St. James brings all their people down from Vacherie, but I was impressed at the Terrebonne fans, and they were deep up in there. They are really, truly believing in this team, and they're truly believing Tyler Lewis leading this squad. So it is going to be very, very interesting tonight between these two teams as St. James is going to be in all-white uniforms tonight, black numbers, gold trimmings, in the white St. James Michigan Wolverine helmets that they came out with a couple years ago after Hurricane Ida, when Jennings donated their helmets, and they changed it up to have the white version of those helmets. So that's very nice there for St. James. For Terrebonne, they're coming in there home maroon reds with the yellow golds, white trimmings, with the Thibodeau Tigers helmet, and then they brought back the hot red this season.
They sure did.
With the Tiger symbol on it.
For the Terrebonne Tigers, I want to see the interest for me is can they, last year they beat Destranda, which was a coup de grace win for them, very big character win for them, and they had an inexplicable loss or two down the stretch last year. I want to see where that maturation is this year. I think Terrebonne is going to turn the corner. This is going to be an outstanding game. Now, both team captains are on the field for the coin toss. We'll see that in a second.
And let's get to our sponsors right quick. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hot Works on the North Shore, Boys ATA Black Belt Academy, Beretto's Home Solution, Bayou Audio and Video, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, the Jubert family out in Lake Charles, Moe's Pizza, Billy Bravender, Audie Hippolyte, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington. We got Kumon Learning Center of Gretna. That kitchen out of Chalmette. Leo's Auto Glass, CC's Children's Blocks, and also we have a new sponsor tonight, and that is HBP Construction.
And we pause now to hear the national anthem soon. The coin toss is going on as we speak.
And looks like they're pointing to Terrebonne winning the toss.
Now,
let's see what they choose. Let's see. But actually, they're flipping it now. So they're just talking to the captain. So now they flipped it.
So whoever wins the toss, every game we've been to, the team that's won the toss has received. Let's see if
and I'm very surprised about that because they usually would wait till the second half. So, but let's see here. I think teams want to set the tone. That's why they take the ball first.
In a game like this.
Let's see. And Terrebonne has won the toss, and they defer. St. James will receive the start the game.
Let's pause for the national anthem and the invocation by performing the.
And also, it'll be Terrebonne will be doing a presentation with the invocation, and the marching band, the Terrebonne marching band, will perform tonight's national anthem.
We'll be back with you to wrap the pregame up in a second. Terrebonne Marching Band performing a stirring rendition of the national anthem. And we are about to get set for kickoff here live from Tom B. Smith Stadium here on the campus of Terrebonne High. It is the St. James Wildcats. It is the Terrebonne Tigers Week 3 Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. Our second of 2 games this week. Last night we had a classic between Patrick Taylor and St. Martin's that finished with a failed 2-point conversion. St. Martin's eking out the win 42-41. Do we get that kind of game tonight? Competitive, definitely. I don't know if we'll get a 42-41 game, VK, but I think we are going to get a very high competitive game. Final thoughts?
Man, I'm looking forward to this one, man. I think this is going to be a really, really good one. And, I think we're gonna see what we shall see. One team will stay undefeated. The other will have their first loss tonight.
And that will conclude the pregame show for the Hash It Out. You're listening to the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week for Friday night. Tune in to JB the Sports Guy's YouTube page, also on Instagram and Facebook, all our social medias. We have a good one for you between the St. James Wildcats and the Terrebonne Tigers. This is George Peppers signing off for the pregame. And now, with that, I turn this over to the man that will give you the play-by-play, VK Jones.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. We are live tonight. Tom B. Smith Stadium up in Houma. It is the St. James Wildcats and the Terrebonne Tigers. VK Jones with you. And Brennan McCormick, we ready to kick off for the Terrebonne Tigers. As St. James, as Terrebonne won the toss, they'll defer to the second half. St. James will receive the started off the game. George Peppers, good evening to you.
It's a beautiful evening for football, just like last night.
Indeed. You tune into that one, St. Martin's and Patrick Taylor. Hope you enjoyed that one. You're going to enjoy this one too. Here we go as we kick it off, as they'll kick it away, and they'll take it from the 31-yard line, and a little bit of a lane. Decent return for the Wildcats of St. James. That was Kanai King Young with that return. And the starters for St. James will go like this. It'll be Jawan Jackson, and also the quarterback and the running backs also will be Kanai King Young, Chaden Foster. Receivers will be Kanye Zenin, Jakias Villanova, Landon Gravois. The offensive line will be Chase Gasson. That's Amari Marshall, Alden Maurer, and it'll be Kane Gravois and Xavier Anderson. First and 10 for the St. James Wildcats. They started at their own 40. We got 2 receivers. Make it 3 to the left side. Man in motion, and they get it outside, and it is Kanai King Young takes a loss right there. Wow. And it looked like a different quarterback here. Wait a minute. That's Jaden Villanova that's starting over Johnson instead of Jackson. Jawan Jackson not out there, so it's Villanova. Wow, that's interesting there.
Unless that was a wrinkle of some sort. But, yeah, I don't see him out there.
Right about that. So we might see him later on. Here we go. He is on the sideline, ready to go. 3 receiver set, shotgun on 2nd and 10. That was actually 2nd and 11. That was a 1-yard loss. So now 4 receivers. Back to pass is Villanova. Good catch and run. That's going to be a manageable 3rd down. They're right at the 47. And the catch right there was by Rakee Lee with that catch. So now 3rd down and 4 coming up for St. James. They got to get the midfield for the first. 3 receivers all to the left side on 3rd and 4. And they're waiting. 13 on the play clock. Man in motion here. Now 9 on the play clock. They go in a hole right there, and it's Kanai King Young first down for the Wildcats. And they're right at the Terrebonne 42. $10-20 and counting in your first quarter. Don't mind me. It's going to be kind of hard and go call and do a clock. So I'm going to get to keep the time for you. Back to pass is Villanova and incomplete. They try to go to Young on the outside.
I'm just curious about Jackson. This is unusual that he's not out there. And, there's an injury we don't know about. VK.
Right, but I do see him on the sideline. I don't see anything taped or whatever, but I think he's okay. I think they might be putting a little wrinkle here in this, but we seen Villanova playing good last week coming in. So let's see. 2nd and 10. They're right at the 41. 4 receivers. Make it 3 receivers. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Man in motion. And it is Young on a handoff. Young gets the bounce out, and he'll get about, make it 3 yards on that gain at the 38-yard line.
Interesting drive by St. James they've constructed to this point. Mixing up 2 quick passes to the out, throwing 1 deep that was the incompletion, and of course Kanai King Young with the 2 runs.
9:39 and counting in your first quarter. 3rd down and make it 6 to go. 3rd and 6. He had 4 yards on the game, so 3rd and 6. They got to get to the 31-yard line. Make it 31-yard line. Oh, Terrebonne to continue to drive. Here we go. 5 receivers, 3 to the left and 1 to the right for Villanova. Back to pass, Villanova. Villanova has time. And he loses the ball, and let's see, it's still loose. They're going to say incomplete. Head referee calls it incomplete, saying that the ball was a forward motion, so it will be 4th down.
Now, what do they do? Is it 4-down territory being on the plus side of the field, VK? That's an interesting early call for Levante Davis.
Very much
if
so.
If they do it. I don't see the punt team out there.
No, not at all. I see Villanova still on the field, so they still got time on the play clock, but they're going for it here. 4th and 6.
Big spot here for Terrebonne, too, defensively.
Big time here. Here we go. 4 receivers, 2 on each side, 8 on the play clock. Now 5. 3 seconds on the play clock. Man in motion. And they're not going to get it on. Actually, back to pass. Villanova throws it sideline. Let's see. Incomplete, and it will be Terrebonne football. So some way, somehow, they got the playoff, and pass was incomplete there, and it was intended for Ja'Kai's Villanova, the big brother. So it'll be 8:57 left in your first quarter, and Terrebonne will come to the field. Let's take a look at their starters for the Tigers. Quarterback will be Owen Oliver. The backfield is loaded with Alvin Celestine and Quincy Adams. Your receivers is Terrence Diggs and also Mason St. Germain and also Jakari Parker. And your offensive line here will be Wyatt Bonvillain. You got Bonvillain. You got Mason. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get all this together here. You got Tatum Bigham, Christopher Stewart. You got Owen Mosley, Waylon Lirette. And here we go, 1st and 10 for Terrebonne. Terrebonne starting off at the 40, make it the 37-yard line. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers, and the handoffs. Adams has a hole. Adams keeps going. Adams trying to break a tackle. Adams keeps going. Goodness gracious. What a run by Quincy Adams. And he's down right at the St. James 25. On the first play of the game, good run there by Quincy Adams.
Yeah, he found a hole right there and just to use his accelerating speed to get loose, and a 38-yard pickup on that play. That's an early salvo by Terrebonne to get this thing going.
Make it the correction 24-yard line. 24-yard line. Here we go. And it's 1st and 10. Adams in the backfield with Oliver. Man in motion. The draw goes Adams. Adams. He's only going to get he gets about a good 4 yards, right at the 20. So it'll be third down, make it a second down and 6. Second down and 6. Thank you. Second down and 6. We're at the 8-minute mark of your first quarter.
Scoreless early on. Terrebonne on their way, threatening to get something going here.
And then the Billy Brown in the red zone inside the 20.
Yep.
Back to pass. Oliver goes to the sideline, caught. Good catch, and he'll be short of the first down. But good effort there by Kyrie Parker. So close to first. It'll be third down. They're right at make it the 17-yard line, so it will be 3rd and 3. They got to get to the 14-yard line of St. James. Man in motion here. This time it's Celestine that collapse, and let's see. It depends on the spot. And he'll be short. It'll be 4th down in inches. 4th and 1 coming up for Terrebonne. So they try to go to Celestine right there on that draw. He had a little bit of surge, nothing there. Fourth and 1, a handoff, Adams. Adams stood up. Let's see where he is. He's short. And it's first down for St. James.
That was an interesting play call. Go to your big man. Look, I don't regret that call at all, VK.
Not at all.
He went with Quincy Adams, and St. James defense upped their game and made the big stop. Flipping the script now, they get the ball back. What a big sequence right there.
What a big-time play there for the St. James Wildcats. What a play. The defense really, really stepped it up there. So 1st and 10, and let's see. And looks like it will be. You see, Jackson is out there. Looks like he's out there now. So it will be Jawan Jackson at quarterback. Actually, it's Villanova who continues the quarterback. Handoff going up the middle. And a couple yards right there. Good positive yards right at the 23-yard line. And that is, and I believe that was Kanaki Young on that carry. So it will be 2nd and make it 3. They're right at the 23. Back to pass Villanova. Villanova has time. He's going to go deep left side. Wide open and complete. Good job by the safety knocking the ball down near the lane. And that is Terrence Diggs making the play. So now it'll be 3rd down. And you gotta like the PA announcer here, just really hyping things up.
No
3rd down and 3. Timeout called by Terrebonne. That'll be the first charge timeout. And let's take it with him. This is the Hashing Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
I'm ready. Oh, man. Do it again. Good job, Sue. Very good. Let me see 5 for 5. All right, Mr. King. All right. I'm ready. Woo! I'm ready. There we go, miss. Woo!
Boys ATA Blackbird Academy, where belief means, yes, I can.
And welcome back. Terrebonne takes their first time out. And
You sure that wasn't a hydration break? Because it's at the 6-minute mark.
they're at the 6:02 mark. But I seen Tyler Lewis right there calling the timeout, and the official pointed to Terrebonne.
Okay, because I was saying about the time of
Yeah.
left, and that's the common
That's
thread
usually the
early in
common
season.
thread. You're right. But I think Tyler Lewis seen something wrong, so that's why he called that timeout. So here we go. We're back to live action. 3rd and 3. Right at the 6:02 mark. St. James got to get to the 26-yard line here. Here we go,
Crowd's
4
getting
receivers.
loud here, boy.
And here's Villanova on the draw. Villanova, let's see. He's going to be a little short.
And I don't think Levante Davis is going to go for it here. This is 4th down, right? No way.
No, I don't think he's going to go for it, but I wouldn't be surprised he might try to get Terrebonne to go.
Oh, first down?
No, they're going to call, officials going to call timeout, and
measure it.
Looks like they said
this
4
is the
down. It'll be a
hydration.
hydration break here. So let's take it with them. We're coming back. This is the Hash Down Show Friday Night Game of the Week.
Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353.
And welcome back. And we have 5:37 left in your first quarter. And no score between Terrebonne and St. James. VK Jones, George Peps with you. Devin Martino on the cameras tonight.
That's our MVP.
Pep's doing a
For
good
sure.
job with it.
Better than good. Making us sound good, making the pictures out there. And those of you listening or watching on JB the Sports Guys YouTube page, stay tuned. Stay with us. It's a rapidly moving first quarter. Two teams have had their first possessions, both ending it on turnovers, on downs. Terrebonne now looking to see what St. James is going to do. They're going to go for it. VK, I don't see the punter.
Nah, like I said, they're going to try to force them to get off sides here since it's a 4th and 1. So here we go.
This
4th and 1.
Very interesting call right here.
3 receivers. And you notice that he's trying to force it. Actually, they're going to go. Oh, they stopped! A big-time play for Terrebonne's defense. Wow.
Where's the spot?
Very risky on that one.
Yep, they got the stop.
Wow. Big-time stop right there.
Holy mackerel.
They went to Young up the middle and stuffed. I was really surprised because I was thinking they're trying to get him off sides. They'll wait till they get the 0 call timeout. Nope. They went with the play. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Terrebonne, and they're right at the 24-yard line. We'll introduce the St. James defense in a little bit. 1st and 10. And in the backfield is Adams.
Great field position for Terrebonne, obviously, on the stop. Let's see what they do.
The handoff, and it is a keeper by Oliver. Oliver, let's see, maybe about a yard. 1 yard for Oliver on the draw. Nolan Zenon with the stop. The defense for St. James, it goes like this. The D-line is Xavier Anderson, DeMonte Lemar, Chase Gasson, and James Rose. And we'll introduce the rest of the defense in just a second. We have 2nd down and 9. Back to pass. Oliver, he gets it out there. Now Celestine cutting off the field. Celestine throws out of bounds, and it'll be close to 1st and goal for Terrebonne. Actually, it'll be a 1st and 10 right at the St. James 12. Good play there. You got it outside to Celestine, and Celestine turned it up the field. So 1st and 10.
Feels like we're in
Yeah, I'm right. It's Celestine number 1. So here we go. It will be a good drive here. 4:28 and counting in your first quarter.
Both teams have moved the ball pretty good, except for that last possession by St. James, but still no points.
The handoff, Adams left side,
There he
touchdown! 12-yard touchdown for Quincy Adams as Terrebonne. There's on the board first. 6-0 for the Tigers. And they took advantage of that good field position. And it will be Brennan McCormick will attempt the extra point. People coming on a little late, but they're just getting started with the 25-second clock. Snap down. The kick is up for McCormick. And it is through 4:13 left in your first quarter. 7-0. Terrebonne over St. James. We're coming right back.
Bucks No Whiz was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks No Whiz is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks No Whiz, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana.
And welcome back. And we definitely appreciate you joining us tonight here on a Hash It Out Show. Friday night game of the week. 12-yard touchdown by Quincy Adams as the Terrebonne Tigers get on the board first, 7-0.
An important early momentum boost for Terrebonne, getting that drive. And look, St. James going for it on 4th down in a spot where you really don't know if you should have at that point. And I'm not going to second guess Levante Davis, but I think he saw something. Maybe he saw something he could get. And Terrebonne's defense came up big in the offense. 3 plays, 18 yards, 1:14 off the clock. Quincy Adams, as you mentioned, got the 12-yard run. For the score, extra point was good, 7-0 Terrebonne. And to me, VK, this is the tone setter right here because the team that scores first, which is Terrebonne, now has obviously not just a score advantage, but momentum, early momentum. Let's see what their defense does in response.
Very much agreed here as Terrebonne setting the kick off and everything. Hopefully, Devin is okay. We always find something new every week behind the scenes, you know, that we always have to deal with, but we always overcome it. That's how good our crew is. So here we go. McCormick setting the kickoff for Terrebonne. Waiting to return. Kanai King Young. Jakias Villanova. And here's the kick. It will be returnable. And actually, they'll take a fair catch on that one. Very smart play. 1st and 10 for St. James. So.
Okay. All right.
And here we go. 1st and 10 for St. James. And here we go. We're at the 30-yard line on the 1st down, and it goes to the left side. That was a Villanova on that carry. That's Jaden Villanova. And only about a yard on that play, right at the 31.
Let's see what I mentioned Terrebonne. Let's see what the Wildcats do in response to that early adversity that they're going to have to overcome here. It's 7-0 Terrebonne.
3:42 and counting in your first quarter. And back to pass. Villanova goes aside like a catch and a run, and it is his brother, and it's Jakias Villanova gets a move, and 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. And George, I believe you might be right because I'm gonna say I do not see Juwan Johnson on that field. Juwan Jackson. I'm sorry, Juwan Jackson. We have not seen him on the field yet. So one or two things: is a minor injury or something happened, or possible discipline.
That's what I'm guessing. It's the latter. I don't know. We're not going to speculate, but yeah, Villanova's out there, and you see it spelling differently, but it's Villanova. Trust when I tell you, it's him.
Okay, five wide receivers back to pass. Villanova throws sideline high, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Jakias Villanova.
Second down.
So 2nd down, 2nd and 10 coming up, and we're right at the Terrebonne 43. They got to get to the Terrebonne 33 to continue to drive. We're at 3:01 left in your first quarter. 4 receiver sets here. And the handoff is King Young.
Oh,
and
he
he has a
got
lane. King Young with a block. King Young goes out of bounds. Good run there by King Young. 1st and 10 for St. James.
Good vision and cunning ability by Young on that play. You know, seeing the defense and then juking some people out, getting a very good gain there. Wildcats looking to respond to the Terrebonne touchdown, and they're doing a good job of it so far.
And they're right at the 24-yard line of Terrebonne. 2:41 and counting. Back to pass is Villanova. Villanova looking, throws middle, wide open card. Good catch and close to the first down and right at the marker, 1st and 10. Good catch there, and that is Landon Graverall with the catch. So 1st and 10, now they're inside the 13-yard line. And it will be Villanova on the keeper. Villanova, couple yards, make about 3 yards on the gain. Make it 2 yards on the gain. They're right at the Terrebonne 11.
In the Billy Bravender red zone.
Yep, Billy Bravender red zone. You're right about that. We had 2 minutes left in the first quarter. This first quarter brought to you by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy. We're at 155 and counting. 3 receiver sets. Got 2 to the left and 1 to the right here. On 2nd down, they'll throw it up and a straight and complete. Looking for Chakai's Villanova as he was looking for the flag. And it will be 3rd down. And now it will be 3rd down. Make it 7 to go. 3rd and 7. They got to get to the St. James 3-yard line for a 1st and goal. So 3rd and 7 for St. James. You got 3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left for Jaden Villanova. Jaden Villanova waiting, getting the signal. Man in motion. You have 14 on the play clock. And false start on St. James. Moving back. So you go from 3rd and 7 to now 3rd and 12.
Costly penalty right there for the Wildcats. Going to make it a little more difficult, but only 5 yards. Now they need 12. I don't know what kind of kicking game St. James has this year. So could potentially be a field goal situation, VK, if they do not pick this 3rd down up.
So 3rd and 12, right at the Terrebonne 15-yard line. They got to get to the 3 for a 1st down. 1:43 left in your first quarter. Shotgun formation. 4 receivers. Make it 5 receivers this time. Movement up front. Back to pass and a timeout call by St. James. That'll be their first charge timeout. And we're going to go ahead and take it with them. This is the Hash and Out Show Friday night game of the week.
Make sure you stop at Dat Kitchen for some of the best food in the Chalmette area. Located on 1200 East Judge Perez Drive in Chalmette, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen, and tell them that the Hash It Out Show sent you.
Welcome back. Got 1:36 left in your first quarter. 7-0 Terrebonne over St. James. VK Jones, George Peppers, and also Devin Martino on the cameras. And we're working on little things, but we're A-OK. Continue to be with us. Continue to be patient. So Levanta Davis seen something wrong, and he had to call a timeout quickly. So 2 timeouts left for each team. So here we go. 3rd and 12 for St. James. 5 receiver sets, 3 on the right, 2 to the left here. Jaden Villanova by himself. Villanova back to pass. Villanova has time. He'll throw it up and incomplete. Too high there. Intended for King Young. Now to be 4th down. 4th down territory. And let's see what the Wildcats do here. Quarterback still on the field here. 1:30 left in your first quarter. And they're definitely going for it here. So 4th and 12 for St. James. They got to get to the Terrebonne 3 to continue to drive. 4 receivers, 3 to the left and 1 to the right for Jaden Villanova. Kanai King Young in the backfield, back to pass Villanova. He's got a little time. He's got a lane. He's going to take off, and he's going to be short. Terrebonne with another 4-and-out stop. But flags are down, and this was after the play. Oh, and we see, oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, boy.
I think somebody
some
might get ejected out the ball game. I would not be surprised.
That was uncalled for.
I've seen some possible, you've seen some extracurricular, possibly fist flying.
Well, that's an automatic. See you later. Go get dressed and shower.
And a couple of the players getting on the guy who actually did that. And it was like, what are you doing? You really got to calm down.
Oh, wow. Whoops. Oh, boy. Well, excuse that. Okay, let's keep talking because that was a little too graphic right there. But no, there is no place for that kind of stuff. You know, fisticuffs and all that stuff.
And Coach Tyler Lewis, he's hot. He's hot. He's not happy with what happened there.
Exactly. And
a little out of character there. And with that play there, we seen the stop, but then I don't know what happened after that. And it's 1:14 left in your first. But I didn't see what happened after. A little bit activity.
Maybe
and then all of a sudden, smack talking maybe, but all of a sudden, here comes both teams scuffling.
You say that, and
goodness.
You say that, and I tend to think that, but at the same time, it's one thing to be excited, but it's another thing to keep that thing in check. And
agreed.
And you know, there's no need for this. Whoop-de-doo. It's all great and fine, but throwing a punch, nah, that's an ejection. Now, I haven't heard the call yet from the referee.
They're talking with Tyler Lewis right now as we speak. And
they should, but it's not him.
You can see Lewis is really upset.
And excuse the temerity up here, but I would be. I mean, if I'm a coach, I think I would have the same emotions too. You just made a big play to keep the momentum on your side. St. James looked like they were a very big threat to score, and you have stopped them again. And that didn't have to happen. Now I see lights on the other side, on St. James's side. I see numerous flashing lights. So
we're about to get the call here from the head referee now and to see what's going on here. Unsportsmanlike conduct on St. James and also on Terrebonne. And that will be offsetting, but also another unsportsmanlike on Terrebonne, and that player is gone. He's ejected. So I think that other unsportsmanlike will kick in
right now,
right there, because there's two of them that was offset, and there was another one. And that player is Malik Matthews. That is the player that's ejected.
This is the maturation part that I was telling you about, for Terrebonne, and that really, and I don't blame Tyler Lewis for being absolutely furious right now, but now the offense is going to have to settle in and get themselves out of a little bit of a jam here because they're starting way deep in their own territory because that penalty is going to be half the distance.
And, man, you see Tyler Lewis, he's hot right now, and he's gathering his team right in the middle of the field.
Keep him in the moment. You're ahead 7-0. Your defense has made, it's been bend but don't break early, but you have made stops. And now you tell your offense, okay, let's get ourselves out and let's take some time off this clock and move this ball down the field with consistency. For St. James, on the other hand, VK, they have got to, make a response here.
Yes, and he believes in discipline more than anything else.
No doubt.
And he
completely out of character there for
very much so. I do not blame Tyler Lewis feeling like he's feeling right now.
But let's get back to the action, VK.
Here we go. We get back to the action here. Terrebonne will get the ball. They start at their own 18. 4 receiver sets.
Feels like we're in BR with the band, huh?
Yep. And pump fakes is Oliver. He's going to go deep. Left side. Wide open. 35. Oh, they're going to say incomplete. All he needed was 1 foot, but he couldn't get the 1 foot down. That was intended for Terrence Diggs. .108 to go in your first quarter, 7-0 for Terrebonne. And fans, thank you so much for your patience. If you can see the game still clearly, is all good. And on a 2nd and 10, here's Celestine. Celestine bouncing, but he's only going to get 2 yards right at the 20-yard line. 3rd down coming up. We're under a minute to go in your first quarter.
Lower scoring game than expected, VK? I don't think so. I think this is about right. Defensively, both teams are pretty good. Yes, both teams can get you offensively, but both defenses, to their credit, have done very well early.
Very much so. You're right about that. And 38 seconds and counting in your first quarter, and 3rd down and make it 8 to go. Terrebonne's got to get to the 28. 4 receiver sets. Oliver, back to pass. Oliver has time. Pressure's coming. Oliver roll out to the left. Here throw it. Caught! That catch there. And let's see a 1st down for Terrebonne right at the 35. And a good catch there by Celestine as he got the comeback and make the catch.
You've called his name quite a bit early on in this first quarter tonight, and he's doing a really good job to this point.
10 seconds and
Probably not going to get another playoff, and maybe they will.
probably not. Let's see. And that is the end of your first quarter. Your score: the Terrebonne Tigers 7, the St. James Wildcats nothing. We're coming back. This is the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
And welcome back. We are now in the second quarter of play. About to get started here. 7-0. Terrebonne Tigers with the lead and trying to get on a good drive here. VK Jones and also George Peps with you, Devin Martino on the cameras. And just be patient with us. We're going to get that little thing fixed. But if you can see everything, we all to the good. Thank y'all so much. Continue support the Hash It Out Show and JB the Sports Guy. Like, tag, share, subscribe.
So now they're going to crisscross.
Yes.
Going the other way, Terrebonne, to start the second quarter. But an important 3rd down conversion on the last play of the first quarter for Terrebonne to kind of keep St. James' defense a little guessing here now. You got a fresh set of downs for the Tigers.
And here we go. 1st and 10 for Terrebonne, and right at their own 35-yard line. So shotgun formation. 4 receivers, 3 to the left, 3 to the right, 1 to the left here. And it is a keeper going up the middle, and actually nothing doing. Actually no gain on the play. And credit St. James stepping in there and making the play. And that was 51 with the tackle, Xavier Anderson. He only got about 2 yards. They're right at the 37. And I believe that was Adams on that Wildcat. Now Oliver under center for a second. Actually, he had to get the little signals to the lineman. Now he's in shotgun. Pistol formation this time. 2nd and 8. Handoff stuffed again. The St. James defense steps in and makes a stop. And this time,
That was Quincy Adams they got on that play.
yeah, that was Adams who got Chase Gasson with that stop.
Wildcat defense really stepping up here on this drive.
3rd and 11 for Terrebonne. They got to get to their own 45. Look like blitz is coming here. And back to pass Oliver. Oliver will throw sideline incomplete. Good coverage there for St. James. And it'll be 4th down. Low scoring game so far here in this game. There's Oliver still on the field, but here comes the punt team for Terrebonne.
And that would be wild if they and this is the first punt in 2 games on the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. Just an interesting stat line. Last night had 1 punt that was blocked, but it was an interesting call on that one. But we didn't have one all night last night.
Very much so. And it's Oliver back to punting instead of McCormick. Let's see. Good snap. And Oliver gets it to the high punt.
Very
high. It's going to take a Terrebonne roll.
That's how you do it.
Terrebonne downs it right at the St. James 20.
Yeah, allow your coverage team to get down there when you put some air under that football. And St. James now has to start, like you said, at their own 20.
Good kick there by Oliver. Got 10:20 left in your first half.
Oh. So let's see what the Wildcats do now.
Let's see what the Wildcats do here.
Considering Terrebonne's defense has made some pretty good stops. Kanake Young, broke off a play or 2 here early, but the Terrebonne Tigers have really zoned in on him as of late. But this game, VK, is about adjustments. Let's see who makes the right adjustments.
Very much agreed. So it will be St. James starting off, and actually it must have been a penalty added on to that, so they're right at the 10. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, right at their 10-yard line. 4 receivers. And the keeper for Villanova. And a nice run. A good hit to the sideline. You had to pay the price on that one. The hit there by Mason Coleman. So that'll be a 6-yard gain. So it'll be, 6-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 4. Right at the 16-yard line. 10-12 out of bounds. That stopped the clock at 10-12. 3 receivers. And the keeper for Villanova. Villanova gets loose. Villanova gets the first down and more. Nice run by Jaden Villanova. And a big-time run, and the confidence starting to grow for Villanova.
Yeah, he seems to be getting much more comfortable the last few plays, taking a little bit more authority, getting closer to the midfield stripe. We're a few yards away from the midfield stripe, so.
Nice run there by Villanova. And here we go, 1st and 10, St. James, and they're right at the 43. Shotgun formation here. Kanai King Young in the backfield with Villanova. Man in motion. And Young this time will get the handoff. Young trying to get loose. Young gets positive yards right at the 47-yard line. Got 9:27 and counting in your first half.
7-0 Tigers. And
it'll be 2nd down. Make it 6 to go. 4-yard gain on that one. So St. James got to get to the 47-yard line. Terrebonne to continue to drive right at the 9-minute mark and counting. 4 receivers. Make it 3. 1 to the right, 2 to the left here. The handoff. And a good hit in the backfield. And give credit to Terrebonne. And they got right there to make the stop. 26 on that play. Colvin James.
It was Young on the carry, but
actually it was
Villanova.
No, not Villanova. This time it was Xavier Johnson with that carry. So now third down, a big loss. They're right at the 49-yard, actually the 44-yard line. 3rd and 9. And Villanova setting up the screen, and it gets it to Jacques Villanova, and he's close. It'll be, let's see, he's right at the mark. Is it enough?
Depends on the spot. They needed 9. Let's see where the
1st and 10
give it to him.
for St. James. As Jaden threw it to his brother almost at the last second and got the lane he needed. We're at under 8 minutes, 7:57 left in your first half. We appreciate you guys for your patience. We're trying to solve this bitty challenge, but we thank you for continuing to support us. Here we go. 4 receivers. 7:43 and counting. Make it 3 receivers. 2 to the right, 1 to the left here on 1st and 10. Back to pass. Villanova's going to go deep. Left side. Incomplete. Very good coverage there for Terrebonne, intended for Ja'Kias Villanova. And credit Jakari Brown with the coverage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats.
Good crowd here, both sides. St. James on the other side, you could see that crowd is really filing in.
Yeah, agree. They, always a big time turnout when they go on the road. Great support out there in St. James, and great support for Terrebonne. I mean, this home side is is really full. 7:31, 2nd and 10, 4 receivers, 2 on each side. And this time, keeper, but taken down was Villanova, and he takes a loss. So it's a 4-yard loss right behind the St. James 49. So it'll be 3rd and 14 coming up. So St. James got to get to the Terrebonne 37 to continue to drive. Shotgun formation, 4 receiver sets, 2 on each side this time for Jaden Villanova. Back to pass, Villanova. He has a little time. He pump fakes. He throws it. Left side, incomplete. A lot of coverage right there for Terrebonne, and it will be 4th down. So it's 4th down here. 6:47 to go in your first half. We'll have updates so far. Rummel off the good start against Archbishop Shaw. 13-0 is your score. North DeSoto up 10-0 on West Monroe.
And another one in the Bayou. Bell Chase 21, South Plaquemine 0, first quarter.
Good snap, and Kanaki Young will punt into this one. High one, good one there. Fair catch is called, and they're going to take a roll. St. James, and big time by our special teams. And Terrebonne will start right at their own 10. Improving special teams by both of these teams. I like what we're seeing.
Indeed. I mean, that was a pivotal stop right there by St. James defense. Special teams responds by downing the ball. Now Terrebonne way back at their own 10 to try to start things off here.
6:32 left in your first half. Still 7-0. And we'll have a heat and hydration time out in a little bit. But like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash It Out Show on JB the Sports Guy. On your YouTube page, you can catch the Hash It Out Show, the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week, and the Boot Breakdown, Sunday, 6:15, right here. And here we go. 1st and 10 as they start right at the 10. And the handoff's Adams. Adams has a little hole. Nice positive yards. They're right at the 17-yard line. 7-yard gain for Adams. Got 6:22 left in your first half. And actually, it is a hold on. It was a holding call on Terrebonne that pushes them back. That's not good there. So Terrebonne push back to their own 5. Now it is 1st and 15. 7-0 is your score here. Adams in the backfield with Oliver. You got 4 receiver sets here. 1st and 15. Oliver waiting. He gets the snap. The handoff, and it's a keeper. Then he rolls out. He'll throw it deep, incomplete. That pass was intended for Mason St. Germain. It'll be 2nd down. Second and 15 here from the 5-yard line. Terrebonne's got to get to their own 20 to continue to drive. We've seen a shootout last night. So far, a defensive stalemate in this first half.
You've had 4 turnover on downs in 6 possessions.
And here we go, 2nd and 15. Looks like the 25-second clock now function. They're going to take the time on the field. And the handoff. It is Adams, and he stood up. Only a yard on the play. Make it 2 yards on the play. Correction, that was Celestine on that carry. Celestine with the carry there. Actually, Adams on the carry. Correction, sorry about that. It is Adams with that carry. Only 2 yards, and it will make it 3rd down and 12. 3rd down and 12 right at the 8-yard line. They got to get to the 20 for a 1st down. Adams in the backfield with Oliver, and it'll be a heat. It is a heat and humidity timeout. Let's take it with them. We're coming right back.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
And welcome back. Heat and humidity time out here. We have 6:04 left in your first half. 7-0. Terrebonne with the lead. VK Jones, George Peppis, and Devin Martino on the cameras. This second quarter is brought to you by Bretto Home Solutions. Next week, the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. We'll let you know about. We got one game that's already we're gonna be doing next week, but we'll let you know about the other. Next Friday, we'll be back here at Tom B. Smith Stadium for Terrebonne, Hanville, Battle of the Tigers in the first district matchup. We'll have it for you next week on the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. And here we go, 3rd down. Back to pass Oliver. Oliver has time. Oliver, pressure coming. Oliver tries to get away, but a fumble on the play. But he still fell on it, so 4th down. Credit St. James getting back there, and he's down at the 3. So Oliver tried to get away. He fumbled it, but he recovered the fumble. And now it will be 4th down, punt team out. So another time out here. Guess I'm a little confused. I think this is the heat and humidity time out here, I believe, because the fact I think Terrebonne took that time out. So they have one time out left. before then. So let's stay right here. We don't want to do too much ourselves, but this is the heat and humidity timeout. That timeout, the last one was Terrebonne, so they have one left. So like we mentioned, next week it will be Hanville, Terrebonne, and we will have the pregame at 6:45, and then 7 o'clock it will be Hanville and Terrebonne. We definitely appreciate Terrebonne letting us come here tonight. Coach Tyler Lewis and Coach Lavanta Davis agreeing to let us come here tonight, and we thank Tyler Lewis for letting us come here next week as well. So back to live action, and it will be Oliver punting from the end zone. And you better watch St. James. They might send that pressure. Kanai King Young waiting to return. Good snap. The pressure came. High kick here. Young, he'll return it from the 41. Young trying to find a lane, but credit Terrebonne for stopping him right there. 1st and 10 for St. James.
2 straight high kicks by Oliver, allowing his coverage unit to get down and converge and neutralize Kanai King Young from breaking it away, because that guy's got very dangerous speed, Young.
Yes,
You know,
indeed.
and-
We seen that last week against West St. John. He is something.
On full display.
Very much agreed here. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Great field position inside the Terrebonne 35. 5:40 left in your first half. We got a good one, folks, here. More of a low scoring, and both defenses really making plays tonight. Here we go. 3 receivers as Jaden Villanova continues at quarterback. And the handoff, and it's Xavier. A nice run. Good run there. And it's Xavier Johnson with that run. So we mentioned last week about the depth of St. James, and they're using it a lot tonight. So Johnson in there, he's down right at it's make it a 7-yard gain. So 2nd and 3. And it is flags are down. Flags are down on this one. Oh, it was a shovel pass. So the shovel pass was incomplete on that play. So it was a shovel pass. I think it was setting it up for Ja'Kai Villanova and dropped that one. So here we go. 3rd down. Make it 3 yards to go. St. James got to get to the Terrebonne 25 to continue to drive. 3 receivers all to the left side. And Young got a leg on the left side. Lane, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown for St. James. And it is a 28-yard touchdown. Kanai King Young. And St. James on the board. So an extra point away from tying it. And hopefully Young is okay, because I think he is still down. Oh, goodness. Let's take a quick timeout. We're going to come back. This is the Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week.
Hey, parents and coaches, want your young athlete to go far on and off the field? Kumon of Gretna is the place for you. Whether it's reading plays or calculating scores, early literacy and math skills teach focus, discipline, and decision making. Give your student athlete the edge. Start early, start smart at Kumon of Gretna.
Welcome back. 28-yard touchdown for Kanai King Young as St. James cuts the lead to 1. And
The bigger concern, VK.
bigger concern is
Young.
Kanai King Young. He's still on the ground. He took a shot
Yeah, it was.
when he got into the end zone. And
He accelerated good, made it go, and he got in the end zone. But yeah, the concern is his welfare right now, his well-being. I mean, he took a pretty good hit in that corner of the end zone. So we see the trainers working on him, I don't see any real movement of VK.
He's moving a little bit, but it's just a fact of can he get
Maybe-
up off the ground?
Maybe he got his bell rung, hopefully, if that's the worst of it.
And they're getting him up.
There you go.
And
All
a good
right.
sign. He's walking on his own
Yes.
power.
So-
That's really good news. And
Great
they're going to monitor him. They're going to make sure that he doesn't have a concussion or anything. But that's good news for St. James that he comes off the field in his own power. So they will monitor him.
But backtracking, this was an important drive for St. James, and they're now a point away from an equalizing this game, 7-6 Terrebonne. But that was a very big drive for St. James.
Huge there for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats will kick the extra point. And actually,
McCormick, right? I think.
nah, that's on Terrebonne. But
Okay.
usually Kanaki Young actually doubles as the extra
kicker.
point kicker. So he's not in there, but it looks like the offense is on the field for St. James.
Going for two.
They're going for two. They're going to try for the lead here. 2-point conversion coming up. And here's Villanova. Villanova on the draw. Let's see. Got it. 2-point conversion good. And our Wildcats take an 8-7 lead. Big time there for Jaden Villanova.
And you had to go for two there. If your kicker Young doubles as your kicker, you're not going to run somebody cold out there. So you go for two and take a shot. It's only past midpoint of the second quarter. VK, that's the right call by LeBronta Davis.
Good job there by the Wildcats of St. James as they take a 1-point lead here. And let's stay with it right here. And we appreciate everybody joining us here. We're all doing double duty tonight here. You know, Jared J.B. Boyd on assignment tonight. And we give him a big shout out. We getting all kind of content. Support the Hash and Out Show. Like, tag, share, subscribe. We are all social media platforms on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And also like, tag, subscribe the Hash and Out Show on JB the Sports Guy on his YouTube. You can catch the show Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. with guests and everything. And then on Sundays, 6:15, the Boot Breakdown with Jared J.B. Boyd and Jordan Taylor and Nick Campbell as they talk about the big news all over the state of Louisiana of high school football. The Boot Breakdown every Sunday, 6:15 on JB Sports Guys YouTube. So we're getting ready to kick off here with 4:59 left in your first half. And it's an 8-7 lead, 1-point lead for St. James. As Kanai King Young, good to see him back on the field. He'll be kicking off. Waiting to return is Alvin Celestine. And I think St. James might do the same strategy just to, kick it away from the
playmakers.
Mm-hmm. And we'll have scoring update in 1 second. Here's the kick by Young. And it'll be returnable from the 23. And they're trying to look for a lane. A decent return for Terrebonne. And that was Mason St. Germain.
But the drive summary for St. James to go in front, 3 plays, 35 yards. Kanake Young, 28-yard touchdown run. And then Villanova, I hear the other groups calling Villanova, but it's Villanova. VK, you made that point abundantly clear. It's 8-7.
I will make sure I talk to those guys. They also
They're
work
good.
with the home. They're veterans. They've been doing radio around Homer for a long, long time. So, but they're doing their thing. And we're doing our thing. So 1st and 10 for Terrebonne as they started it on 35. So it'll be two receivers on each side. And it's more like a full type offense here, and it is Celestine going to the left. 5 yards, close to the first down. About a good, make it 9 yards for Alvin Celestine. So Adams was right there in the Wildcat and gave it right to Celestine, and Celestine took it up the field. So now 2nd and 1.
let's see what the Tigers do in response here. That was an adverse drive by St. James. Took advantage of a great defensive stop, got great field position, and were able to take advantage of it. Now let's see what Terrebonne does in response.
And here's Adams. Adams, he has, like Celestine in the backfield, and more off that Wildcat again. They go up the middle, first down and a little more. Good run there by the Tigers, and it'll be 1st and 10. So they're mixing it up. Actually, they got Saj Ruffin, who's in there. So it's between Ruffin, Quincy Adams.
That was Ruffin's first touch tonight, though.
Yep,
BK.
indeed. So it was Ruffin, Quincy Adams, and also Celestine that was in there mixing it up. Now, Oliver back in for Terrebonne.
We thought this would be a spirited game, VK, and it has lived up to the billing.
1st and 10 right at the St. James 48. 4 receivers. Look like a blitz coming. And here's Oliver. He throws it caught. Good catch, Celestine, and he'll get positive yards, only about maybe 2. They're right at the 46. 3:11 and counting in your first half. So 2nd and 10.
6.
Make it a 2nd and 6. I'm sorry. Nah, 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. Two yards on that one. That's okay. 2nd and 8. And here we go. 4 receivers. They're setting in a Wildcat again. And it's Ruffin this time. Nice surge there. An added weapon there for Terrebonne. And it'll be 1 yard short. It'll be 3rd and 1.
First legs on this drive for Ruffin, getting a couple of looks here.
So you basically got Ruffin, Adams, and Celestine in a running set. And they're still in there. So with Adams with the Wildcat. And here we go. 3 receivers on 3rd and 1. Man in motion. Ruffin again has a hole. First down for Terrebonne. And they're right at the 36. 2:14 and counting in your first half. And Tyler Lewis likes what he's seeing with his offense so far.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
2:05 left and in your first half and counting. 2 minutes left. And they're taking their time here. Now they got to hurry. They got that 25-second clock back working again. Wildcat set up again on 1st and 10. They're right at the 36. And Celestine on the toss, going, and it flags down. That could be possibly illegal motion or false start. False start on Terrebonne. So that'll move back 5. 1st and 15. And they're right back at the St. James 41. We're at 1:39 left in your first half. Here we go, shotgun formation. And it is Oliver back in for the Tigers. 1st and 15. They got to get to the 26. Back to pass Oliver. Oliver has time. Oliver goes deep left side. Wide open. Good! Out of bounds. I got play there for the Tigers. And Oliver, he connected there, and that is Terrence Diggs. So 1st and 10 for Terrebonne right at the St. James 11 in the Billy Bravin red zone with 1:20 left in your first half. Oliver had time and got right to the receiver. And Oliver's still in there. Adams in the backfield. 105 and counting. 4 receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left on 1st and 10. Under a minute to go. Oliver waiting on the snap. Oliver, handoff. It is Adams, touchdown! 11-yard touchdown for Quincy Adams. And now Terrebonne takes the lead. What a play by Adams. And it was a nice draw right there, a little delay for Oliver, and he got it to the hands of Adams, and he took off, looked at a big hole there, and he gets in the end zone. And now it will be Brendan McCormick for the extra point. Snap down. Rush coming. The kick is up and good. 48 seconds left in your first half. The Terrebonne Tigers 14. The St. James Wildcats 8. We're going to come right back. This is the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week.
If you ever need help with 401k services, fiduciary services, or executive benefits, then Jeremy Callaghan of CoSource Financial Group is the guy to see. You can reach him at 337-606-9860.
Welcome back. It was a 11-yard touchdown for Quincy Adams, and it is 14-8. Terrebonne with the lead. An update from out of Marrero. Megaphone game, and right now the Archbishop Rommel Raiders in charge, 16-0.
Now, the drive summary on this last touchdown by Terrebonne, 7 plays, 65 yards from Quincy Adams. His second touchdown of the night, 11 yards. Extra points good. Terrebonne has reclaimed the lead, 14-8, late in this first half.
A big-time answer there for Coach Tyler Lewis and his squad.
Let's see what happens when St. James comes out there. I don't think Kanai King Young is going to be out there for the rest of this half because it's only 48 seconds.
Nah, he actually was kicking earlier. He was kicking for the kicking team, so he's back in. So St. James, and kicking off is McCormick, and here's the kick. And this time they kick it away. It'll be out of bounds, and
penalty.
It's going to be a penalty here.
Yep, it'll be the own 40.
And let's see if St. James takes it, or they'll just put it at 35, or they'll re-kick, because we seen that a week ago.
We did, but I think you take it here and then go with it.
And actually, they are going to take it. 1st and 10 for St. James, and they'll start at their own 35. Got 48 seconds left in your first half now. Now, St. James might have to be a little aggressive here because Terrebonne does get the ball to start the second half.
Sure do. That's why that drive was so paramount. They got the lead back. Now they're going. If St. James gets held out here, Tigers have a chance to open things up in the second half.
Here we go, and we see Jaden Villanova continuing at quarterback here. 48 seconds left. 4 receivers, 3 to the left and 1 to the right. And here we go here in the shotgun. And they get it out, and it is incomplete. They try to get it to Ja'Kai's Villanova, and he was not happy with that pass. It'll be 2nd and 10. Xavier Johnson in for the Wildcats. So 44 seconds, 2nd and 10. Wildcats got to get to their own 45. And the handoff is Johnson. Johnson breaking some tackles. Johnson, and the first down and more. Good run by Xavier Johnson for the Wildcats. And he goes out of bounds with 36 seconds left. So 6-point lead for Terrebonne. St. James trying to get on the move. 1st and 10 right at their own 45. 4 receiver sets this time. Jaden Villanova gets the signal from the sideline. The handoff, Johnson again. He's going to get a couple yards, positive yards, make it 2 yards on the 47. Make it the 48-yard line. So it's 3 yards on that one. It will be As the clock still running at 16 seconds left. I see St. James will run another play. 10 seconds, back to pass, Villanova. He's going to go deep, right side, incomplete. Good coverage for Terrebonne with 5 seconds. Third down coming up.
With 5 seconds, this will be the last play of the first half. So what does St. James have dialed up here for one more play?
Well, it's a good question. I'm thinking they're going to really try to go down the field as much as they can. Here we go. And a third down, and flags it down. The whistles are blown. With 5 seconds, actually, it's a timeout for Terrebonne, and that will be their last timeout of the first half. Let's stay with it right here. And, so far, George, Terrebonne really coming out there answering the call when they have to answer it.
I mean, considering, the touchdown, St. James went in front with Kanai Young, and Terrebonne with a big response drive. Had a big play to Diggs, getting them a bunch of yards, 39 yards, and then that really springboarded them. And Quincy Adams has been a good run, has had a good run tonight. 2 touchdowns. Count the yardage up here in a little bit, but this is what we thought it would be, a very spirited, highly competitive game. 14-8. Really not much in between these two teams. There really isn't a sizable gap. Both of these teams are very of the highest quality, and this is, as we thought it would be, a very good game.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm curious to see what happens in the second half with St. James if Jawan Jackson gets to play in the second half. We're going to see. So now third down and make it 7 to go. They got to get to the 45 of Terrebonne. And a handoff is Johnson. He goes up the middle, and that will be the last play of the first half. We're at halftime. Your score, the Terrebonne Tigers 14, the St. James Wildcats 8. We're going to come back with second half action, and I'm trying to see. I look like the bands are going to perform, so we're going to give some love to the Terrebonne Marching Band as they will perform tonight. So we'll be right back. This is the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
HBP Construction and Consulting is licensed in residential and commercial construction. They offer electrical, municipal, mechanical, public works services, and more. You can reach them at 504-677-2018 or visit them at 650 Poydras Street, Suite 1400. If you ever need help with 401k services, fiduciary services, or executive benefits, then Jeremy Callaghan of CoSource Financial Group is the guy to see. You can reach him at 337-606-9860.
And we are back live from B. Smith Stadium here on the campus of Terrebonne High. It is the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week, halftime. And your score, the Tigers of Terrebonne leading the Wildcats of St. James 14-8. Quincy Adams has led the way for the Tigers, 2 touchdowns. This is George Peppers. We are a little bit away from the second half, giving us a little bit more time. And it'll give us time to break this first half down. I'm with VK Jones, who is giving you the play-by-play. But VK, let's talk about this first half. And it was a pretty ugly incident early in this game. Malik Matthews got ejected for throwing a punch after a big defensive stop for Terrebonne, but that has not seemed to faze them. They've really been very meticulous and patient, moved the ball with solid consistency, and they lead this game 14. Talk about this Terrebonne performance in the first half.
I'll tell you one thing. Terrebonne, really resilient. Really resilient. That's the character of this Tyler Lewis team, and then for them to shake back after that incident and everything, and for them to bounce back even down to take the lead and everything else. This Terrebonne team is hungry and they're on a mission right now. But we'll see what happens in the second half, and it's going to be big what's happened, because we found out something at the half. We'd like to thank all the fans who was patient with us. We got the problem solved. We are all to the good. But we like to thank the St. James fans as well, giving us some info that we needed. And actually, Jawan Jackson is out. He's not playing tonight. He has a hand injury. So Coach Levanta Davis, he's dressed out, but Coach Levanta Davis held him out tonight, and he'll probably be ready next week. So that's big news there. But Jaden Villanova has been doing a very, very good job so far at quarterback. He's managing, he's making plays and stuff like that. But also, when you got other weapons to take some pressure off. But I tell you, I think Villanova might have to make a little more plays in the second half to try to get the job done for St. James.
And now both teams are, St. James, Terrebonne is on the field. I don't see St. James is about to hit the field, but yeah, VK, I'm with you. I think Villanova's going to have to up his game here if St. James is to leave this stadium with a win, because you've got a dangerous tandem in the backfield. Kanai King Young looks like he's back. He suffered a pretty good lick on the touchdown that he scored in the back end of the first half, but it looks like he's back. So yeah, if you're Terrebonne, maybe you key in on Villanova and force them to make quicker decisions. That's something. But Terrebonne's going to get this ball to start the second half. Up 14-8. VK, take it away.
Absolutely. And here's Hayden Schnecksnyder will kick it off for the Wildcats, and a good one, and it will go. And they got to pick it up, and they'll take it from the 5.
Nope.
Terrebonne gets hit up, and they'll start right at their own 11-yard line, as the Tigers will take first possession of this second half. Thank y'all for joining us here. The third quarter is brought to you by, Lil Dizzy's Cafe. And we also like to thank Bayou Audio and Video for sponsoring our halftime. And a couple of new sponsors then came through for us. We thank them and welcome aboard CoSource and HPP Construction. First and 10 for Terrebonne. They start at their own 11-yard line. They send up Wildcat with Quincy Adams in the backfield. Man in motion. The toss is to Celestine. Celestine on the left side. And a big tackle. Only about a yard on the gain. And credit St. James and number 9, Nolan Zenon with the stop.
Yeah, big stop right there for Zenon. For St. James. Zenon. I mean, it's pronounced the other way too, but okay, if that's that. We're having discussions on name pronunciations, but St. James, Terrebonne playing 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 for the Terrebonne Tigers, and they got to get to their own 21 for the first down. Man in motion in the Wildcat, and this time is a keeper for Adams. Adams breaks the tackle. Adams gets loose. He goes to the 30, 35, 40, and he has a foot race. And here is Adams, cuts back again. Adams to the 40, and he's down inside the 35, and right at the 33. A big run for Quincy Adams. And like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Coach Tyler Lewis continuing with that game plan, the run-first type offense, but more of a Wildcat Good job there. The fake there by Adams. He broke a tackle, and he takes off.
He's got 100 yards on 9 carries, 2 touchdowns. Quincy Adams.
And here we go. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They're right at the 33-yard line of St. James. Pistol formation, and it's Celestine in the backfield with Oliver. Man in motion here. The toss. Celestine going to the left side again, and backed up. Jai Blaine with the loss. Big time play by the St. James defense. Jai Blaine and also Jaden Brown. So actually no gain on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Actually, 1 of y'all lost, 2nd and 11. They're right at the 34. Handoff Celestine. Celestine goes to the middle. Celestine gets loose and close. Let's see where he is. He's going to be short of the 1st down. It is a manageable 3rd down coming up here. So it'll be 3rd down and make it 3 yards to go. They're right at the 26-yard line. They got to get to the 23 for a 1st down. 3rd and 3 here. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Pistol formation. Celestine in the backfield with Oliver. Handoff again. This is the keeper. They throw it across. Oh, incomplete. Lewis was trying to set up the play action jump pass, but just a little behind his receiver. So it will be 4th down and make it 3 yards to go.
Don't know what kind of special teams they have, VK. I'm not sure you kick.
And they're sending the kicking team out here.
They're going to try it.
It'll be Brendan McCormick, and it's a 6-point lead for the Tigers here. And let's see how much of this kick is for McCormick. We will attempt it. He's going right at the 33. It'll be a 43-yard field goal for Brendan McCormick. They got 10 on the play clock, and they got to hurry. 4th down here on this field goal. Snap down. Kick is up for McCormick. Short. And it is no good for Brendan McCormick. It'll be 1st and 10 for St. James. He had the distance, but it was short. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. And 9:35 left in your 3rd quarter here. We thank you for joining us here. Like, tag, share, subscribe to JB the Sports Guy. You can look at the Hash It Out Show, the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week, and the Boot Breakdown. And here we go. And look like Jawan Jackson has entered the game for St. James. Surprising here for the Wildcats.
He's going to give it a go.
3 receivers on 1st and 10. The handoff is Jaden Villanova, and he's going to get maybe a yard.
See, if you're Terrebonne now, and I don't know if they knew that Jackson was ailing, but if you're Terrebonne, you got to think, force him to throw the ball. Key on the running game and see what, if it's the non-throwing hand or the throwing hand. That's the thing we don't know. It is a hand injury.
They're right at the 21-yard line. 1 yard on that one. 2nd and 9. They get it out to Kyle Villanova. Villanova gets a couple of shakes. Oh, he's close. He's going to be 1 yard short for the 1st down, 8-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd and 1 for St. James. And we have not seen Kanai King Young in there. He was just in there for the kickoff, but they must have monitored him some more. So we're going to watch and see if he gets back into action. But here we go. 3rd and 1. 3 receivers all to the right. It is Jaden Villanova and Jackson. The handoff is Jaden Villanova. 1st down for the Wildcats. So good carry there. So it will be 1st and 10. And they are right at the 34-yard line, 8:07 and counting in your 3rd. So Jackson getting his first action of the ball game. Jaden Villanova has been playing quarterback mostly in the first half. And back to pass. Jackson going deep to the left side. Incomplete.
Well, it's not his throwing hand. He threw a deep ball right there, so it's got to be the non-throwing hand that's hurt.
Very much so. Rakee Lee, the intended receiver. We got clock stops at 7:47. Second and 10 for the Wildcats. Right at their own 34. They got to get to their own 44 to continue to drive. Pistol formation for the Wildcats. Zenon in the backfield. Back to pass. Jackson throws it. Middle. Incomplete. And that was intended for Lee. And I don't know if Lee was looking for it or not.
Maybe a little miscommunication.
Very much so. 3rd and 10 coming up. 6-point lead for Terrebonne. 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. St. James got to get to their own 44 to continue to drive. 4 receivers. 2 on each side. Zen in the backfield with Jackson. Now Zenon right on the side. Back to pass. Jackson rolling out to the left. And he's going to go down. A big sack for Terrebonne. The defense steps in. A huge stop. Colvin James with the play. What a play there. The Terrebonne defense, they bend, don't break, but they make big plays.
Right there, they forced Jackson out of the pocket, out of his comfort zone, and they were able to chase him down and get that important sack. 4th down. Now the Wildcats probably are going to punt this thing away.
Terrence Diggs waiting to return. Now Jaden Villanova is going to punt it. So that tells you something. Kanai King Young not made it back to the field since that kickoff. So here we go. High snap. And hold on, stoppage of play here. Delay a game on St. James.
Yep, that's 5 yards.
5-yard penalty there. They'll push them back. Now they're right at the 24-yard line. And hopefully the snap is a little better for the Wildcats. So there's enough room for Villanova to get the ball off. Diggs waiting to return. Very dangerous returner for Terrebonne. High snap again. Villanova. Pressure coming to get the ball off. This time, it takes a roll. And Terrebonne has to get away from him. And the recovery there for St. James. And it will be 1st and 10 for Terrebonne as they start at their own 44. And St. James is saying that one of the Terrebonne players got the ball tapped. But the official says no. 1st and 10. We had 6:40 left in your 3rd quarter. Tigers moved the ball tremendously on the last drive, but they missed the 43-yard field goal to extend the lead. Here we go, 1st and 10 for Terrebonne. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. They're setting in a Wildcat with Adams at the quarterback. Celestine right in the backfield with him. Make it 4 receivers this time. And it is a keeper for Adams. Adams going up the middle, a nice run right at the 48-yard line of St. James. And that will be a good 7 yards on that gain. So 2nd and 3 for Terrebonne. Terrebonne got to get to the St. James 45 to continue to drive with 6:09 left in your 3rd quarter. So 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Still in the Wildcat with Adams at the quarterback. Handoff, and then Celestine, he's gotten tackled. It'll be third down coming up, 3rd and 3 for the Tigers. Hydration break here. We're going to come right back. This is the Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week.
What's up, everybody? Me and VK Jones had to come to Little Dizzy's. Yeah, well, VK, man, wasted no time, and he loved the fried chicken and the dirty rice from Little Dizzy's. Look at what I had. Yes, indeed. Oh, y'all know I love candy yams. Oh, yeah. That fried chicken, one of the best I ever had. And just like how Miss Arkisha Baquette says it, come to Little Dizzy's, where the food is always hot and it comes straight from the pot.
And welcome back. Devin Martino doing a great job. We all doing double duty tonight here over at Tom B. Smith Stadium. We'll be back next week as Terrebonne will host Hanville in a big-time district opener. We'll have it for you. Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week. The pregame 6:45. The kickoff 7 p.m. right here on JB the Sports Guy on YouTube. And stay tuned. We'll let you know about our second game next week. And here we go. 3 receiver sets on 3rd and 3. Adams still in the Wildcat. And stuffed, a big-time stuff there by the Wildcats of St. James as they stepped in and made the stop on Celestine. And that was DeMonte Lemar with the tackle. So 4th down there, and credit that defense of St. James, George. I mean, right there to make that stop.
Absolutely. They've got to really up their game defensively because now, well, Jackson back in the game should give them a spark, but this defense has done well. I mean, save for the 2 big runs that Quincy Adams has broken off on them, the 59-yarder in the first half.
And the pressure came for Oliver. He gets it off. A high one again.
He throws
and,
it.
Oh, goodness, almost a muff there by Villanova, but luckily that ball went out of bounds.
Exactly.
Ooh, man.
He's been able to kick that ball high and allow his coverage team to get down there, but almost a mistake, a bad mistake.
Very much agreed. Thank y'all for joining us tonight for this ball game. VK Jones, George Peppers, Devin Martino on the camera. Finally got that challenge and accomplished it. We overcome everything on the Hash It Out Show. Join us on Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock, right here on JB the Sports Guy on your YouTube for the best in high school football and Louisiana sports. The Hash It Out Show, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. And now Jackson still in for the Wildcats as they start right at their own 14-yard line. Xavier Johnson in the backfield with Jackson on 1st and 10. Jackson getting the play. 4 receiver sets. 5:53 left in your 3rd. The handoff, and there's a play action pass call. Good catch, and Gravois with the catch and run. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Landon Gravois getting that catch on the slant. And they move the ball here, so they're right at the 26-yard line. So Jackson really get loose here. 4 receivers on 1st and 10. And they get it to Johnson on the screen. He's going to get no gain on the play. Credit the defense of Terrebonne and Mason Coleman. 1 yard loss there for Johnson. So it's 2nd down and 11. Right at the 25-yard line. So 2 receivers here, make it 3 receivers. Johnson still in the backfield with Jackson. Back to pass. Jackson looking. He throws it. It's picked off. No. Jackson has it back. It got tipped, but he got the pass and a big loss. For a second, it looked like it was picked, but Jackson did snatch it. Terrebonne did knock it up. but Jackson got the ball back. But a loss there. They're right at the 19.
Both defenses have to be commended for how they've played this into the third quarter. They've 14-8 the scoreline.
Third down and make it like a 10 to go. Yes, 10 to go. So there was no gain on that play. Third and 10, 4 receivers. They got to get to the 25-yard line for a first down. You can make it third and 6 away is looking. Third and 6. Back to pass. Jackson setting the screen. Ja'Kai's Villanova and short. Gonna be way short on the first down. Terrebonne comes up big again defensively. And this time, that was Chris Delestry. That's Chris Delestry Jr. with the stop. Delestry comes up big with that play. So it'll be 4th down, punt team out for the Wildcats. And you're wondering who's coming out the punt this time. And looks like it will be Jaden Villanova once again. 10 on the play clock. High snap. Villanova gets it. And a high punt this time. And it will take a Terrebonne roll. And St. James recovers it. And Terrebonne will start right at the St. James 45. Good field position again for Terrebonne. 1:56 left in your third quarter. There's a 6-point lead for the Terrebonne Tigers, and we've been really moving along. This has been a defensive stalemate more than anything else.
Yeah, the second half possession count is missed field goal, punt, punt, punt. Offenses have not really shown up in the second half, obviously.
Non-existent. Non-existent indeed.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10, the toss to Adams. Adams breaking a couple tackles. Adams trying to take off a good play for Quincy Adams. 1st and 10 at the St. James 31. So first down for the St. James, for the Terrebonne Tigers as they are moving and grooving here. So it'll be 1st and 10. They're right at the 31. 128 left in your third quarter. The hand actually is a keeper here. And they pitch it out. This time Celestine. Celestine on a couple of blocks. Celestine first down out of bounds. Nice job there. Could have been disaster. But Alvin Celestine tight ropes and gets the first. And he's limping a little bit. He's going to come. He's had to go to the sidelines. Mm-hmm. So hopefully Celestine is okay. They're going to monitor, make sure he's all right. Oliver back in for Terrebonne. 1st and 10 for the Tigers right at the 12-yard line in the Artie Hippolyte red zone. The handoff's Adams. Adams up the middle. Nice positive yards. And they're right at the 12. We're at 53 seconds left in your third quarter. 46 and counting. And it'll be 2nd and 5. A 5-yard gain for Adams. Terrebonne can get to the St. James 7 for a 1st and goal. Got 30 seconds left and counting in your third. 4 receivers this time. 3 to the left and 1 to the right. Adams in the backfield with Oliver. And flags are down. And it's a false start on Terrebonne. That will move them back 5 yards. Now to be 2nd and 10. And that's the one thing Tyler Lewis did not want. Not too many penalties, especially the opportunity to extend the lead.
Only had 3 penalties tonight, Terrebonne, for 25 yards.
Wow. Just their
15 of them on that one
Yes.
play early in the ball game when Malik Matthews got ejected for throwing a punch.
And that is the last play of the third quarter. Your score: the Terrebonne Tigers 14, the St. James Wildcats 8. We're coming back for an exciting fourth quarter. This is the Hash Now Show Friday night game of the week.
JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985-266-0664 and don't forget to ask about their 1 week free special.
And welcome back. The fourth quarter is brought to you by the Jubert family out in Lake Charles. We definitely appreciate y'all. And we'd like to thank all our sponsors tonight, including our new sponsors that have joined the fold. That's Core Source and HBP Construction. Like we mentioned, next week we'll be back at Tom B. Smith Stadium for the Battle of the Tigers, Hanville, and Terrebonne. And now we'll be 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock for the start of that big ball game. And stay tuned. We'll let you know about the Saturday game of the week as well. We'll give you details between Sunday on the Boo Breakdown or Tuesday on the Hash It Out Show game of the week.
Ow.
Let's say Hash It Out Show on Tuesday.
That's correct.
All right. Devin, you're doing a great job tonight. We're all doing double tonight, man. JB Boyd tonight is on assignment. So it's a two-man weave with Devin. Two-man and Devin. That's what it's all about.
That's a three-man weave. I ain't going.
Well, still a three-man weave, two-man on the broadcast, but still. It's a four, used to be the four, but it's three of us.
It's a part of the broadcast. Though.
Yes, he is. And here we go. First and 10. I'm going to say second down and 10. And it is Adams. Oh, that almost was possibly a personal foul, but not, but a good tackle. St. James, positive yards for Terrebonne, but not too many. They're right at the 14-yard line. It'll be third down and make it 7 to go. Injury time out there.
Let's see who's down, though.
And it looked like is it a Terrebonne player, St. James? I don't know. But let's take it with them. This is the Hashing Out Show Friday night game of the week.
I'm ready. Oh, man. Do it again. Good job, Sue. Very good. Let me 3, 5, 4, 5. All right, Mr. King. All right. I'm ready. Woo! I'm ready. There we go, miss. Woo!
Boys ATA Blackbird Academy, where belief means, yes, I can.
And welcome back. Injured player coming off the field there.
While we wait, and we're going to try to identify who the player is that is down. Score from Plaquemines Parish. And all these scores that we're giving you are provided by our great friends at CrescentCitySports.com. They do a superlative job every week. Final from Plaquemines, Belchase 56, South Plaquemines 0. Shocking route.
Yes.
The results not shocking, but the route,
Yes.
56-0. Because South Plaquemines was thinking this might be the time they could get their first win and all that, but nope.
I thought it was too many weapons for Belchase. I thought about it, man.
But that's a shutout against an offense that could score.
And here's Adams. Adams getting it, breaking tackles. Adams keeping going with a surge and close. He might be right at the marker for a first down. It is, let's see, he's short. 1 yard short right there for Quincy Adams because Terrebonne had to get to the 7. He's right at the 8-yard line, so it will be 4th and 1.
And they're going to go for it, I think.
Very much indeed.
McCormick had the distance, but he missed it on 43. You would think up 6, if you kick the field goal, that's a 2-score deficit, and St. James with Jackson playing with one good hand, maybe.
Here we go here on 4th and 1 on the Wildcat. And a handoff and a fake. And here's Adams on the left side. Touchdown! Touchdown for Quincy Adams. His third of the game from 8 yards. A big time play for Quincy Adams. And Terrebonne extends the lead.
So much for thinking about a field goal, G.
Big time there. And I'm trying to see if there's an injured player, and it is an injured player. I think it's the St. James player, a Terrebonne player. It's Tyler Lewis. I mean, cares so much about his team and about this Terrebonne community. Hopefully the player is okay who is down there, but what a touchdown run there. Quincy Adams, they went on a 4th and 1 with the Wildcat.
And
he went to the belly right there to Celestine, and then he took it and he went to the left side, got in there. Great decision there by Adams.
Drive summary right there for the Terrebonne Tigers. 6 plays, 55 yards. Quincy Adams on the 8-yard touchdown. It is his 3rd touchdown of the night. He's got 42 yards. 142 yards on 14 carries, 3 touchdowns on the night.
That's actually one of the offensive linemen getting up for Terrebonne. He's coming off on the field on his own power. And it's Orion Mosley who comes off the field. McCormick will kick the extra point for Terrebonne. Snap down, kick is up for McCormick, and it is good. 10:48 left in your ball game. The Terrebonne Tigers 21, the St. James Wildcats 8. We're gonna come right back.
Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353.
And welcome back. 10:48 left in your ball game. Quincy Adams really on his game tonight with his 3rd touchdown tonight from 8 yards, 21-8. Terrebonne extending the lead over the St. James Wildcats.
While we wait for the kickoff, VK, the question has got to be asked now. Terrebonne, if they finish this off, how big of a win is this, and what kind of a springboard is it going forward, winning against a high-quality opponent like St. James and holding them to 8 points at this juncture?
Man, that's going to be really huge if they hold on to winning. And McCormick will kick it off, and Wildcats got to pick it up. And Johnson picks it, gets right there, and recovers it. And credit McCormick, he kicked it to a spot that nobody was going to get the ball. And Johnson was aware and had to jump on it.
Had to.
It's a live ball.
Exactly, live ball. And saw that in the NFL last week. What was it? Caleb Johnson just watched the ball go by him, and that changed the trajectory of that game.
And here is St. James will come to the field. They'll start at their own 34-yard line.
See what the Wildcats do. Down 2 scores. Pressure's on now.
Yep, and Jawan Jackson still in.
Yep.
With Villanova. Both Villanova's in.
Don't think we're going to see Kanai Young.
Kanai King Young. I don't think we're going to see him. I think he's out possibly for the rest of this night. We have not seen him.
Though.
Yes, and Jackson loses it, and he'll recover. Goodness.
Wow.
Not a good snap, but at the same time, still got to get the ball.
Looked like a tricky ground ball in baseball, that last snap right there for Jackson. And, that's not been a problem all night, but that was the first time that's happened.
So a big loss there, and they're all the way to make it the 27 now. So that's a big loss. And now 2nd and 16. Back to pass, Jackson. Jackson looking. Jackson will throw a caught. Good catch there. And it is Rocky Lee. And they're right at the 36-yard line. Manageable third down coming up here. It'll be 3rd and 8 coming up. Wildcats got to get to their own 44 to continue to drive. We got under 10 minutes, 9:55 left. Back to pass, Jackson. Jackson looks, throws. Oh, dropped in and out the hands of Jacaius Villanova.
He had it too, Jacaius Villanova did, but couldn't finish it. And now it's 4th down, and St. James probably will punt this away.
Man, the punt team coming out for St. James.
He had Villanova. Villanova had it and just couldn't finish it.
Still with time left,
Yes.
but
Pivotal.
St. James has got to step up defensively and make a stop, because you don't want Terrebonne to go on a long drive and continue and run clock, being down 2 scores.
Wildcats have answered, but, you know, that last drive right there, could that be a precursor?
Jaden Villanova back to punt. Good snap. Villanova gets it off. High one. This time it will take a St. James roll. Out of bounds, and Terrebonne will start right at their own 32. Much better punt there for Villanova. (21-8) is your score. Apologize for that little bitty error there. My man, Mr. Martino, always right there, right-hand man for us.
Johnny on the spot.
Yep.
Terrebonne has a big game next week against Hahnville. We'll bring that to you next Friday night. And if they would have pulled this double, St. James and Hahnville back-to-back, boy, how big would that be for their season?
I'll tell you one thing. That sends a serious message to not just the Southeast Louisiana, but the Bayou and the state, how good that they are.
That's their hand on alert.
Right about that. And back to pass is Oliver. High. Gets it outside there. A good tackle. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. And that was Celestine with that catch. But credit St. James getting that stop. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Good job reading that coverage right there for St. James. Now 2nd and 10, Terrebonne. I think they got to run the ball up 21-8 now.
Very much so. 9-11 and counting in your ball game. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Tigers got to get to their own, I believe it's at the 42.
32.
They got to get to the 42. Handoff, and his Adams. Adams gets it, and he's going to have enough for a first down.
Oh, by far.
Oh, goodness. And I tell you, Terrebonne enforcing their will on St. James and an injured player on the field for the Wildcats, and that doesn't look good there. Let's go ahead and take a timeout. Hopefully he's okay. This is the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
Bucks Know Wiz was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks Know Wiz is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks Know Wiz, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana.
And welcome back. We have our Kumon Scholar athletes. We cannot forget to do that. And our Scholar athlete of the game for Terrebonne is Ian Barquette. Barquette's a 12th grader. His GPA is a 4.15 GPA, and he has a 27 on the ACT, and he's looking at Louisiana Lafayette of his school of choice. For the St. James Wildcats, it is Nolan Zenin, the linebacker, senior linebacker. He making a 3.8 grade point average. Congratulations to our Kumon Scholar athletes. And here is Adams. Adams on the left side. Adams, and he gets loose. A good run by Quincy Adams. First and 10. Quincy Adams saying, man, get on my back, and I'm going to carry you.
He's just trying to finish the game if he can. Put this thing to bed with that drive.
Very much agreed on that one. First and 10 for Terrebonne. Terrebonne really taking care of business now with under 8 minutes left in your ball game. The Tigers inside the Wildcats 31. Now 7:43 and counting, and Terrebonne taking the time. Timeout, St. James. That'll be their first timeout of the second half. Let's take it with them. This is the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
Welcome back with 7:37 left in your ball game here as St. James took a timeout. There are 2 timeouts left in this ball game. 2-score lead for the Terrebonne Tigers, looking to stay undefeated on the season. Battle undefeated tonight. It was a defensive struggle earlier in the ball game, but so far this second half, the Terrebonne Tigers have been taking charge.
That they have, and this is against a very good opponent in St. James, and Tigers are sending a pretty good message right now, and they have a chance to send another good one. But see, next week has a little more importance because that's a district opener.
Very much so. Yep, a big one there. And here we go. First and 10 for Terrebonne right at the St. James 31. Pistol formation, Oliver in there. Now Adams, a big hole. Adams breaks away again. Quincy Adams, first down right at the St. James 15. And I'll tell you one thing. Adams may be getting closer to a 200-yard mark here.
You're going to make me work. Go ahead, VK. I got you.
Just saying, because
17 carries, I can tell you that.
Wow, we'll definitely get some totals on this one. That's amazing what he's done tonight.
His last 4 runs, 15, 18, 24, 16. That's his last 4 runs.
And he's right, first and
11.
10, right at the 15-yard line. The Audie Hippolyte, red zone. Here's Adams, left side again. Positive yards for Quincy Adams, and he's right at the 9. 6 yards on the gain. Goodness. Now with 6:45 and counting in your ball game. 21-8 is your score.
On that last carry, how many yards did he get?
6.
6. Guess what? That put him at 202 yards.
Wow. 202 yards for Quincy Adams. As Terrebonne taking their time on 2nd and 4. As they're right at the 9. Oliver waits. Flags are down. Movement up front. But who gets that call? It's a false start on Terrebonne and moves them 5 yards back. It'll be 2nd and 9.
How about the second half by Quincy Adams, though? 5 of his last 7 runs have been double figures. On the third touchdown that he had, 11-yarder, plus the other big yards that he's gotten. Now he's got 202 yards on 18 carries. Some pretty gaudy numbers against a good St. James defense.
And here we go, 2nd and 9 for Terrebonne right at the St. James 14. And now pistol formation, Adams in there. Now he gets it, and a positive run right there. And I believe that was number 3 with the carry. Saul, that's
Ruffin.
Sarge Ruffin with that run. Now we're under 6 minutes, 5:47 left. And we have a hydration break. Let's take it with them. This is the Hash It Out Show, Friday night game of the week.
Make sure you stop at Dat Kitchen for some of the best food in the Chalmette area. Located on 1200 East Judge Perez Drive in Chalmette, Louisiana. That kitchen, and tell them that the Hash It Out Show sent you.
And welcome back. We're at 5:47 left. Heat and hydration timeout every 6 minutes each quarter. And 2-score lead for Terrebonne, 21-8. VK Jones, George Peppers, Devin Martino in on the cameras. We're all doing double duty tonight. We're all doing a great job. You know, pats on the back for everybody. So we was trying to see if we get a Saturday game tomorrow. We don't, unfortunately. But next week, we'll keep you updated on a potential second game. But our main game next week will be Hineville and Terrebonne. But we'll give you details between Sunday and Tuesday if we have a second game. We have something possibly on Saturday. Here we go. Third down and make it 4 to go. And here's Adams, right side cutting back. Adams with the surge. Isn't enough. First down and goal for Terrebonne right at the 4. 4-yard line, right at the 4-yard line. Quincy Adams over 200 on tonight. And how many yards on that last one, George?
You call it 4 yards, so now it's 206.
Yeah, he was at the 4-yard line on that run. So,
right.
So man, that's another 4. That's 206. He's gonna try and finish it off here. 5:13 and counting. First and goal at the 4. And the Wildcat this time, Ruffin with the late touchdown. But Terrebonne, Sarge Ruffin, 4 yards, and that could be the icing on the cake for the Terrebonne Tigers. Wow. And they thought that Adams was going to get it, but Adams went to Ruffin and got in the end zone. Extra point coming on up for Brennan McCormick. Snap down. The kick is up, is blocked. Extra point no good. 5:06 left in. Actually it went through. Excuse me. I thought it would look like it was blocked, but it went through. My fault on that, ladies and gentlemen. 28-8 is your score. And we're coming right back on the Hash It Out Show Friday Night Game of the Week.
What's up, everybody? Me and VK Jones had to come to Little Dizzy's. Yeah, well, VK, man, wasted no time. And he loved the fried chicken and the dirty rice from Little Dizzy's. Look at what I had. Yes, indeed. Oh, y'all know I love candy yams. Oh, yeah. That fried chicken, one of the best I ever had. And just like how Miss Arkisha Baquette says it, come to Little Dizzy's, where the food is always hot and it comes straight from the pot.
And welcome back. Brennan McCormick ready to kick off for Terrebonne. And we definitely appreciate you joining us. Final score out in Marrero. Huge win for Archbishop Rummel. The megaphone stays on Severn Avenue. 29-0. Rummel over Shaw. And Alexandria up on Destrehan in the fourth quarter, 21-7. And here's the kick. It will be returnable. Jakias Villanova has it and has a little bit of a lane, but broke down. And it will be 1st and 10 for St. James right at their own 39. Great action tonight all over the state in week number 3. As we conclude right here with the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week, week number 3. Looking forward to giving you week number 4's action.
And it'll be here before we know it.
Yep.
That's how fast football season goes in the state of Louisiana, man.
Very much so. We're 5 minutes even left in the ball game as Juwan Jackson continuing at quarterback. Xavier Johnson in the backfield with Jackson. 4 receiver sets. On 1st and 10. And it will be Johnson on the handoff. Johnson, positive yards for Xavier Johnson. And they're right at the St. James 44-yard line. And he went out of bounds, stopping the clock at 4:54. And if you're the Wildcats, you really want to be aggressive, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised they're going to try and run much clock as they can.
Finish positive, VK.
Finish
That's
positive.
what you're doing. If you're St. James, don't quit. I mean,
finish positive, but not just that. Finish healthy too.
Exactly. You've already had a couple of
Back
big
to pass.
injuries.
Jackson gets a catch, and it's Villanova. Jakai Villanova can make some moves. Jakai Villanova in a foot race. Villanova, and he's down. First down and 10 for St. James. Right at the Terrebonne 14. And Villanova was waiting to make a play, and he makes a good one.
I think he made one or two too many cuts right over here on this side. If he'd have just stayed to the outside, he was gone. But
4:35 and counting. First and 10 in the Artie Hippolyte red zone. And here we go. 3 receivers here on first and 10. Xavier Johnson in the pistol. And Jackson. Pressure's coming. He picked up! And Terrebonne has a lane, and he goes down. The Tigers are Terrebonne with the huge interception. And what a play there, the interception by Chase Stewart. And I tell you, Jackson had some pressure in his face. It was not a good throw, and Stewart took advantage of it.
tried to find something that really wasn't there and just forced it in there. And Terrebonne, being what they were, taking advantage of a golden chance, and they get the interception. And if there was any semblance of doubt, that pretty much puts it to bed. VK 28-8. 4 minutes and change to go? Yeah, I think Terrebonne could just run this thing out, and we'll move on to next week. And they've got a big day next week, Terrebonne, against Hahnville. Hahnville was winning tonight against E.D. White 21-7 in the fourth quarter in that tussle.
Wow. I tell you one thing, this was a really, really good crowd tonight, both ways. It's going to be a really good crowd next week as Hahnville comes to town. 4 receivers on first and 10. The handoff is Adams, and Adams is only going to get about possibly 3 yards on the gain on that one. Right at the 4-minute mark and under 4 minutes left. I think Terrebonne has forced 3 turnovers tonight. And, man, this Terrebonne defense is something to be reckoned with. 3:40 and counting, and it'll be second and make it 7 to go. They got to get to the 40-yard line.
But what a win for this Terrebonne Tigers team, VK. Once they close this out inside of 4 minutes, this is a very good win for Terrebonne.
Yes, indeed. I definitely agree with that. Pistol formation, Adams in the backfield with Oliver. 5 on the play clock, and as they're taking their time, the handoff is Adams. Adams finds a little hole. Adams, a little bit of a surge. He got a second surge. Look at this. First and 10, he still keeps going. Wow.
Even up
Quincy
20.
Adams, goodness.
Even up 20, he's still churning, VK. Boy, that's effort. Man. And I think that's about 17 yards?
Yeah, right at the, let's see, right at the 46. Whoa, my goodness. He found a little hole.
You'd have thought they were behind the way he ran.
Yeah, he found a little hole, got a little ahead, and then all of a sudden, a second surge gets him over the first down marker. But that offensive line kind of helped out with that too.
And did.
And I tell you, keep running, keep churning, and Adams comes out this time, and Celestine is in there.
But on the flip, VK, what does this do for St. James? I don't think you think any less of that team, even with this loss. That's a 5A school that beat you. I think St. James will be fine going forward.
Very much so. First and 10, the handoff, and it's Celestine. Celestine with a nice positive yards right at the 48 of St. James. And knowing Tyler Lewis, he wants that clock to run out. They're not going in a hurry at all. Time consuming here. 2:03, and we're getting to the 2-minute mark of this game.
There is no 2-minute warning, people.
Nope. 3-score lead for Terrebonne. Second and make it 5 to go. Second and 5 for Terrebonne. The toss. And it is Celestine. Celestine, let's see. Nothing much there. No gain on the play. No gain for Celestine, and it will be third down.
Maybe a handful of plays here to finish this off, EK, but what an effort by Terrebonne. And looking ahead to next week, they will be part of our Hash It Out Show Game of the Week next Friday night. We will be right back here as they will take on Hahnville, and that promises to be an electrifying affair.
So Terrebonne just need to get maybe at least one more first down, and that's going to be it. They can just kneel it out. 11 on the play clock here on 3rd and 5. Adams in with Oliver. 4 on the play clock. Terrebonne might just burn a timeout. And they get the handoff, and it's Adams. Adams, first down and more. Adams, and it goes to the 30, 20, 50, 10, 5, and inside the toe. My goodness, what a night for Quincy Adams.
Wow.
Wow. And the Terrebonne coach is going nuts.
Do you let him finish this drive off? No, I think you got to take a knee here.
And a timeout call by Tyler Lewis.
Yeah, that's probably to get the starters out of this game. I would imagine up 20. Yeah, I think that's the curtain call you want.
And you look at Tyler Lewis, and he's not happy with one of his players. Something must have happened when the play was over.
Maybe a little over-exuberance, perhaps.
And Adams probably at over 275 with that run.
You can't try to calculate
Oh,
for me.
goodness. I'm just saying, that's
I
a
know
long
that.
run.
I feel you, dude. I feel
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I know you're going to get the totals
Oh,
at the
don't
end of
worry
the
about
night. Goodness. Wow.
You'll see it.
Tyler Lewis calling that timeout just to stop things, and they're going to take a couple knees and get it done.
I'll say this. In the last 2 nights, we've seen incredible running backs. Logan Rogers and Patrick Taylor, Noah Dunn of St. Martin's, and tonight, Quincy Adams from Terrebonne. The running games have been predominant, and these are 3 running backs I'm going to keep my eye on, especially Rogers, and it's obviously Adams the rest of the way. Because those guys, man, they are of very high quality. And I like Adams' speed and his decisiveness and how fast he hits the whole VK. That's the thing I'm seeing, that acceleration when he gets it.
Yes, and Tyler Lewis is not happy. Something must have happened on the other side, and something must have happened during the play, and he's like, wait a minute, maybe it should have been a flag, something, I don't know, but he's gonna try and calm himself down here with 39 seconds, and looks like
he's out there.
Let's see. Adams is out there. They're going to go under center. They're going to sneak it in. Touchdown for Oliver. Let's see. But there's a flag. There's a false start on Terrebonne. But I really think they should just take the knee. Just go ahead and take the knee. Yeah. I see what they was trying to do. I think something happened and got Lewis just fired up and feeling like, hey, let's send a message and send it. But I think this is a time you don't want nobody else hurt. No. Just take the knee and get the victory, walk it off. And I think that's what Tyler Lewis is doing. He's shaking his coach's hands, telling his team to go ahead and line up. So, and looks like they are setting up in victory formation here for Oliver with 30 seconds left. He takes the knee. And that is going to be your ball game. And actually, let me see. Yep, the clock is running. And how about this, ladies and gentlemen? The Terrebonne Tigers sending a serious message tonight as they get it done, as they go to 3-0 on the season. And the final score, Terrebonne Tigers 28. The St. James Wildcats 8. What a ball game tonight between these two teams. It was a defensive struggle early, but both teams settled down, and Terrebonne took charge of the second half and outscoring St. James to get the job done. 28-8, your final. Final thoughts, George Peppers.
14-0 shutout in the second half by the Tigers, and the excitement on their sideline is palpable. The way the way they played this game tonight, they really just wore St. James out. At the end of the day, Quincy Adams' speed, and then mixing it up with Celestine, and then Ruffin gave you some good runs too, and Oliver gave you some runs too. Their depth at running back is pretty good, but this was a very good effort by Terrebonne. But for St. James, yeah, they lost tonight, but I think the prognosis going forward, they're going to be fine. Jackson, that hand is going to heal up. It's his non-throwing hand that's hurt. He'll be fine. That St. James team is going to be okay. They just ran into a better outfit tonight. But Terrebonne, they've got another test next week. But boy, what kind of, how much does this help them further going forward, playoff-wise? Because if you knock off games like this, and if you win against Hahnville, that's going to give you big confidence in the district. I like what I see tonight. This was a good effort.
Me too. I really like what I see, and I think it's going to help both teams regardless of the fact because this was a tough game tonight. So that is it from here from Tom B. Smith Stadium. For Devin Martino on the cameras, George Peppers, I'm VK Jones. Tune in to the Hashdown Show Tuesday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. on JB, your sports guy. The Boot Breakdown Sunday at 6:15 p.m. And we'll be back next week, Terrebonne and Hahnville from John E. Smith Stadium here at 7 p.m. I'm VK.